Fasted cardio equals weight loss. All right, hello. Grab a pen and a paper. You might want to take some notes. I'm going to share with you a couple of key ideas on fat loss. If that's what you're looking to do, is fat loss. One thing is fasted cardio. But let's first, before we get in that, I'm going to show you a couple of key things that might be just a little bit more important to frame around your whole program. The first thing is to have a clear, specific goal. It's very important to know exactly what it is you want to achieve. For example, if you could wave a realistic magic wand and you could have your body, your health, your energy, any kind of way you wanted it to be, what would that be like for you? That's your goal. Get clear and specific. Now, if I was coaching you, that's the first thing I do is we dig deep into that and we spend a lot of time on that and get really clear on that. So it's really, really important, right? Then back it up with what I call the 5 fundamentals of fitness: training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. Now, when it comes to the training, this is where we get to the fasted cardio equals fat loss. There's basically 2 types of training I asked you to consider: the weight training and the cardiovascular training, right? So say for example we have a twin engine airplane and we have 2 engines. One engine is weight training, one engine is cardio. Now, if we only were using one engine like cardio, well, it wouldn't be as efficient if we had both engines going, right? You want to have your best program going. Consider having some kind of strength training going and then some kind of cardiovascular program going. Now, when it comes to the cardiovascular program going, we hadn't talked about nutrition yet, but fasted cardio, that just means doing your cardio in the morning before you eat. Wake up, have a cup of coffee if you like, and sometimes that's even debatable, but no sugar, nothing, just straight black. Have some water if you like, and then do your fasted cardio, then eat after that. And depending on how your program is, if you're really trying to burn fat, I really like intermittent fasting or time-restricted eating. So do your cardio, like say at 8 o'clock, and then maybe have your first meal around 11 or 12, something like that. That's just a thought, right? Then back the nutrition. Okay, so that's the fasted cardio equals fat loss part. Do your fasted cardio in the morning before you eat. Have black coffee or water and do your cardio. Wait a little while, then eat, right? Nutrition. I'm going to just share a couple of key things to complete your program because that is training. Remember, we have training, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. So with the nutrition, real quick, say for example, if we want to build a 2-story house from scratch. And imagine if we only have half the materials necessary to build the house, how far are we going to get? Maybe halfway, right? So the same thing, your body is like this beautiful house that we're trying to build. If you're only every day eating half the supplies necessary to build this body that you're shooting to build, then you're not going to get there. So the foods that you know on a daily basis are really important because they're building your body. They're building that body you want. So that's the thing I generally encourage. I do encourage a whole food, plant-based diet. And then there's also too, if you're looking to burn fat, like if that's a lot of people I've talked to really have like 30 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds plus to go. Consider the intermittent fasting, time-restricted eating with a whole food, plant-based diet. 2 documentaries to consider watching. Write this down. The Game Changers and Forks Over Knives. The Game Changers and then Forks Over Knives, right? And then also, 2, the way that you eat affects the whole world and you in basically 3 different ways. Number 1, it affects your health. What affects down the road, whether you have like a heart disease, blood pressure issues, diabetes, heart attacks, strokes. So it affects you personally in that way. It's going to affect you financially in that way. It's going to affect your loved ones in that way. And I feel like as a country and as a world, it affects our whole world in that way. So that's just from your health alone, the ripple effect of your health. If you're a healthy person later, it's going to be better for you and all those around you. But then also, too, the foods that are getting produced have an environmental effect. So it's good to be educated on that. That's something that would take some more research on your part. And then the number 3 is that also affects the animals. You know, most of us are animal lovers. You may have a companion animal. So if you love animals, you don't want to hurt the animals. But unknowingly, the way the foods are made these days, they hurt a lot of animals in a horrible, horrible way. A couple documentaries you may want to consider watching to find out about that is Dominion, and then another one is Earthlings. Two documentaries that just shows the dark side of that whole industry. But if you eat a whole food plant-based diet, you are also eating vegan, which means you're not harming the animals. So, but what I found is that the more reasons you have to eat a healthy whole food plant-based diet, the more layers of reasons you build for yourself, the more likely you are to follow through with it. Maybe you love animals and you don't want to hurt them, and so that's one way to get you off of meat and dairy, so it's going to help you in that way, right? So number 3 is recovery, number 4 is supplementation, and number 5 is mindset. I'm going to leave us with mindset. As you're going towards your goal, pretend as if you're in the ocean and you're swimming towards your goal. You're swimming towards your goal, and you get that undercurrent. There's an undercurrent kind of, you know how the riptide, the ocean has an undercurrent, it kind of pulls you under? Well, that's the thing. As you're going towards your goal, you're getting pulled back underneath. And so that's why it's important every day mentally to be strong. That's why coaching is very important. Please consider reaching out to me, text me, send me a smoke signal. My phone number is 520-400-9573. Text me the word FIT, F-I-T, because we can set up a 20-minute complimentary call where you can ask me anything you want about health and fitness. I can get to know you and share with you what I might be able to do for you. So that mental part, every day, I encourage you to say your goals in the present tense. I'm going to leave you with this. I write this down if you're taking notes. I am happy and grateful now that I am, and then you state your goal. I am happy and grateful now that I am 170 pounds, 180. My goal is 190 pounds, 7% body fat. That's my goal. So I'm happy and grateful now that I am 190 pounds, 7% body fat. Very clear and specific. And then you can go on with it. You can have a lot of fun with it and really build it out. Build out that dream body. That's what I want you to do right now. If you could wave a realistic magic wand and have it any kind of way you wanted, what would that be like for you? Consider that. And remember, one element to burn fat is fasted cardio equals fat loss. Fasted cardio, doing cardio in the morning before you eat, after some water or some coffee, does burn fat. So think about that, and we'll see you on the next lesson.